The views and opinions expressed on this podcast, including discussions on news, politics, and current events, are solely those of the host and guests and are based on personal thoughts, experiences, and opinions. Nothing stated should be considered factual unless independently verified by the listener. This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only and does not provide financial, legal, medical, political, or life advice. Any actions discussed are what we would do personally, not recommendations for others. Listeners are encouraged to do their own research and consult qualified professionals before making any decisions.
What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Impel Forward Podcast. I am your host, Leon, and today I have with me Miss LaShonda Bird DeBerry, cancer survivor, licensed cosmetologist, 30 plus years of natural hair expert. LaShonda Bird DeBerry created Pur Bella Naturals from personal experience and professional expertise. As a cancer survivor navigating hair loss and recovery, she understood the unique challenges women face when their hair changes. Combined with 3 decades of cosmetology knowledge, she developed clean, intentional formulas to design specifically for women 40 plus experiencing premenopausal hair changes, thinning, and scalp sensitivity. Every product is formulated with the care of someone who has walked in your shoes, because LaShonda has. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I ain't say nothing wrong here, did I?
No, it was all good.
I said 30 years. It was 30 plus. Was it about
30 plus.
about
Licensed
36?
cosmetologist. Yeah, well, not that long.
Not that long?
Probably 32, 33.
32, 33.
Yeah.
Okay. So how, wait a minute. First, I'm going to ask you this right here.
Mhm.
I seen something where you ordered a product trying to see if it was as good as yours. Is that true?
Yeah.
Now, we ain't got to
I
say no names,
did.
but which one was that?
So it was a gel,
Uh-huh.
and I wanted to see how it did. Actually, a gel and a mousse, and of a brand that's like in Target, Ulta, all that. And I was disappointed. Yeah, I didn't. It flaked and all that kind of stuff. So it made me feel good about what I had.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I seen that you said it lasted. One day was good,
Right.
but the second day it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't.
So how does it not? What's the difference between yours and theirs?
So with my product, I still have definition and I still have softness. With the other product, I had slight definition, but it was more frizz and it was hard. It felt dry, very dry and hard. So moisture is something that's important, especially for women. You know, anybody wearing their hair out natural, you want to don't feel like a brick or sandpaper.
Yeah. So how did you come up with the name Pur Bella?
Oh, wow. So I was on the couch for days. It was after chemo, and I would be at home and I would be laying on the couch, and I was coming up with my business during that time, and I knew I wanted it to be something different. So a lot of people was like, just name it after yourself and blah, blah, blah. But I didn't want anybody to really know it was me, you know. So I knew I wanted it to reference clean beauty. So the word pure, I had that. But then I kind of also wanted it to have like a flair, like a French flair or something. So I looked up different words, and Bella means beautiful woman, and pure is clean. I took the E off, put the 2 little ampersand above the U, and I did Bella. So it's for a beautiful woman.
Nice. Now I know it said natural 30 plus years. So have you always did natural hair or?
No, I was a licensed cosmetologist. I made all my bread doing chemicals
Right.
and extensions and things like that. So I didn't start natural hair. It didn't become important to me until I went through cancer.
So can you share what type of cancer you had?
I had Hodgkin's lymphoma.
How long had you, after you had been in the industry, did you find that out? I mean,
So
how
that
long?
was in 2011. I was in the industry, 20? I can't do my math, but 20 some years. I started when I was 19. And let me back up. Technically, I've been doing hair, 32. So it was about 20 some years.
Mhm.
I was already behind the chair. And for a year, I would couldn't breathe good. I was in a I had a salon, but I also had a loft in my salon. Before they even started doing lofts, I had a loft in my salon. Then everybody else was out in the open. But I would notice when I would use like spritz, like Pump It Up, that's what we was doing back in the day, had formaldehyde in it. We had no idea. I would have to go outside and take a breath because it felt like I was just losing my breath. And I would sneak and use my son's nebulizer. This went on for like a year. And at night, I would, when I was laying flat, like on the pillow, I would slowly feel like my heart was stopping. I would hear it like, boom, 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 boom. And I'd jump up. I immediately tell my husband to take care of the kids because I thought I was dying. And so that went on for a year. I was back and forth to the doctor, back and forth. One doctor called me a hypochondriac. I'm like, y'all, something is wrong with me. Why y'all can't find out what's wrong? And so I went June 1st. I'll never forget because my husband, his contract ended with the job. So he had to, we didn't have insurance for a month. And so I was like, I can't go to the doctor for this month in May. So I went June 1st when his other contract started, insurance started back up. And I told her to give me an MRI because I was like tired. She was about to write a prescription for something. I'm like, what you writing one for? You don't know what I have.
Right.
So she did that, did an MRI, called me the next day and said that she saw a mass in between my lungs. And so, no, she said she saw a mass in my lungs. So she had me thinking I had lung cancer until I had my appointment 3 days later. I had then found a wife for my husband because I wanted my kids to have be raised by a good woman. I mean, I just did everything. I was just flipping out. But 3 days later, that's when I went to the doctor and he found out it was Hodgkin's lymphoma. And he said it was early stage 2A. And he was like, it's one of the best ones you can have in this stage because it's curable. And so I did my 23 chemos, 18 radiation, 4 surgeries, and got through it.
So you said 2011?
2011 through 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're on the other side of it.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, back up. You said you found a wife for your husband?
I did.
You
I didn't tell him who it was.
You must have already known.
Oh, yeah. I already knew him. Yeah. I just knew I wanted somebody to raise my kids because I had babies. I was like, who's going to raise us the first? I wasn't thinking about him. I was thinking about him, but you know how mom is with her babies.
Right.
I was like, who's going to raise my children?
So how many kids you got?
2.
2. How old were they then?
So my daughter was, oh my goodness. I'll give you a brain freeze. She was in 5th grade. Yeah, she was in 5th. She went through 5th and 6th grade with that. And then my son was little.
Okay, so she was old enough to understand what was going on? Or did you
Yeah,
tell her?
not fully, but she did. She knew what cancer was, and she saw me because like every other week, so I would get chemo on Monday. I would go home, clean up, go to Curbs, work out. That's when Curbs was open. Go get my shot on Wednesday. And chemo was fine. A lot of people don't know. Chemo was okay, but it's the shot, that Neulasta shot, that pulls your white blood cells out of your bone marrow. That's what takes you down. So by Thursday to Sunday, I was dead to the world. But I would wake up that next Monday because I got chemo every other week. So I wake up that next Monday and I go to work all week. I felt like nothing. I was good.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's why some people don't like to do the chemo and radiation because say that's what really
it depletes your body. It depletes. But I drank 100 ounces of water a day. Became a vegan. I did things to kind of counteract. A lot of people don't drink water because everything tastes like metal. It's disgusting. But I held my breath and I drank it. I never forget when I was getting chemo, one of the nurses was like, you're going to do really well. And I asked her why. She said, because I would take 50 ounces of water with me there. She's like, you're sitting here drinking water. They only want chemo to stay in your body 1 to 2 minutes. And it got to be flushed out. But nobody drinks water during that chemo. And it just goes, it's all in your body going through all your just sitting there. But they want it flushed out within like 2 minutes. But they don't tell nobody that.
Wow. So you think, so going through that, you went to doing natural hair, you think because of the products and the chemicals or whatever.
Yeah,
Think
I'm
that
a
was
research geek, so me and my oncologist, he was one too. So we actually did a lot of research on it and found that people who get what I had, Hodgkin's lymphoma, are either hairstylists or people who work on the farm with our food. So and inhale it. So Hodgkin's lymphoma a lot of times can come through your olfactory nerves, which is your nose hairs. And if you're standing behind somebody doing hair, and say back then I did their hair, I used some setting lotion, I put in a relaxer, and put them under the dryer, and then I'm putting on that pump it up or spritz. Pump it up back in the day had embalming fluid in it. People didn't know that either. But once you do that, that little puff of smoke that comes when you see people doing hair, and we're standing behind it, and it goes straight to our nose, it causes autoimmune disease, just so many different people having headaches. They can get red. They don't know what's wrong with them. And it's all that stuff that we're inhaling going to our nose hairs, and then it's transferred down to our bloodstream and our lymph nodes. So yeah, I really think
'cause, I'm a barber, so I even changed
that's right. Yeah.
some of the disinfectant that I use.
Yeah.
'Cause
It's real.
yeah, it's real. You got to find a lot of
Right.
stuff you got to find out on your own.
I know before 1992, I don't know if you remember this, but all Black women were dying to have black hair dye.
Mm-hmm.
But it had the ingredient in it that caused cancer. That's why so many women were getting cancer back in the day, and they didn't know it until 1992, and they removed that ingredient out.
Yeah, I had a guy who wanted me to use a product on his head. And just the way that stuff smelled, I was like, man, I said, man, so I started using the mask, putting it on. I said, man, this stuff ain't good for you. I said,
Right.
I might not continue to use this.
Yeah.
And so I had to. Well, anyway, the whatever he had, the gun broke on it and stopped working. So I was like, here, you can take this.
Right.
But I was doing it, but I had the mask on. I said, man, this don't
Exactly.
smell right, man.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's tough. So how did you creating your product? Tell me about that. That process.
So that's when Carol's daughter was still in her kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was following her. I would text her. I mean, not text her, but send her DMs, send her email. She would talk back to me. I was going to, you remember Northgate Mall? When I started, I was going to Northgate Mall, and there was this natural store in there that sold different ingredients. And I would go in there all the time. And the guy would he asked me one day, the owner, he said, "What are you doing?" Because I was there like every day just getting different oils and butters. And this was in 2011. And I told him, like, I think I want to start a product line. I'm trying to learn about it. I'm experimenting, da, da, da. He said, "You know what? You're spending so much money in here." So he went and locked the doors, and I got nervous, like, "What you doing?"
Mm.
So he locked the doors. He said, "I'm going to take you to the back." So he took me to the back, and he had these, like, gallons and gallons of barrels of different stuff where he was just pumping from and getting the oils and things from. And he said, "I'm going to give you all of my wholesalers to get you started so you can order from who I'm ordering from. You don't have to give me all your money no more." So I was ecstatic, like, what? So he opened the door for me to realize, oh my goodness, I can get marshmallow extract and polyquat 10 and all these things from companies in bulk, and I don't have to buy it from him. Like, what? But I wasn't buying that stuff from him at the time. It was just like regular oils. People weren't into like jojoba oils and all those things like that back then. So yes, I started doing that, and then I found a lady in California, this older lady, a Caucasian lady who had her skincare line, and she would charge $200 an hour for consultations or to talk with her. So I would set up a sew-in every week to make sure I had $200 for that 1 hour, and I talked to her like every other week for about 3 months until she said, "LaShonda, I believe in what you're doing." She's like, "I'm not going to charge you no more. Anytime you talk to me, you just call me." So I got that lifeline. And then I enrolled in a formulating class. I got my certificate for that. So I had all those things. Plus, growing up, I forgot to mention that my grandmother was a herbalist. And I was like 8 or 9, and she had me picking herbs. Like, we would stop by the side of the road, and she would tell me what is what, and I would pick it. She would boil it, and I never forget. She told me, she was like, "If it's the wrong thing, I'm a boil, I'm gonna drink it. I'll probably die if it's the wrong thing." Like, "Grandma, I'm only 8. What the word?" So that was in my background from like doing that with her and her friends. And I remember she would send me to one of her friends, and I would package the little herb. I don't know. I was like, what was we packing?
Right. Sure, he's packing the right thing.
Right. But I would help her with herbs. I was introduced at an early stage, and my grandmother always told me, don't let those doctors put those chemicals, don't use all those chemicals on your body, and taking it, make sure you get it from the earth. And so that stuck with me. So when I got cancer, I said, you know what? It's time for me to go back to my roots, let these chemicals go, and start using natural. So that's kind of made me go into my own.
So you had blessings on blessings. You had to hook up.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. So how has the business gone for you with your products?
It was amazing. It was good. So in the beginning, I was just doing it for my clients because I didn't think about anybody else. I was like, I want my clients to use this. And I told all my clients, 2011, I said, I'm not going to be doing chemicals anymore. So I referred them. Actually, I referred them all to Mavis at the time.
Okay.
I was like, I got somebody y'all can go to. She can do your hair because I specialize in shortcuts and relaxers and things. And but I also specialized in extensions. So I told most of the clients, there's no need for you to get a relaxer under your extensions if you're just going to keep getting extensions. I said, why don't you just transfer to natural with me, and I can make sure your hair is healthy. So the clients that had extensions stayed. But then that's when natural 2012, 2013, it was just starting to pop a little bit. Before then, you was frowned upon if you had a little afro, like, what the world, she can't get her hair done.
Yeah.
So I had an influx of people wanting to come and get natural hair, get their hair done. So I started going to classes and learning a lot about it and doing that. So one of my clients was like, you should sell this. Why are you keeping it to us? And so I took her advice. I got a little website, got a guy to build it. And at the time, didn't have sense at all about a website. He was charging me $600 a month for a website. And I'm like, so I did some research and realized Shopify is out there. I can use that.
Right.
So I kind of put it out there. And that's when 2018, I decided I didn't want to do hair anymore. I gave all my clients a year, and I said I wanted to pursue my product line full time because I couldn't keep doing both. One of them had to give. Neither one of them was flourishing like it should because I was focusing on doing my products and trying to do hair. So I did that, and like 2 weeks before closing my salon, that's when Tabitha Brown came in, and I was able to style her.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I missed that. Wow.
If you scroll on down, you'll see she was actually my affiliate from 2019 to 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going through. I didn't see no Tabitha Brown.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So she came in, my girlfriend, 2 weeks before closing my salon. One of my friends called and she was like, Tabitha Brown is in town. And I said, well, who was that? So, because I didn't know. And so she said, look her up. So I looked her up and I sent her a DM. And I just asked her, because my salon was called Pur Bella Naturals. So I just sent her a DM and was like, would you like to get bailed? I see you in town. That was my little tagline. And she said, I usually don't let nobody touch my hair, but the Holy Spirit is telling me to come to you. I was like, thank you, Holy Spirit. So she came. I still really didn't know who she was like that. And my assistant, I said, have a seat. Thank you for coming. My assistant will, be with you, do a little analysis for you. And she was like, oh, okay. So she settled down, and then we got her in and started doing her hair. I started talking, and she was like, Shonda, you might want to close your blinds because I'm about to go live. Oh, okay. So I closed the blinds. I told my assistant, lock the door. Let's just make sure that nobody come up in here. And she went live, and I kid you not, people started riding by the salon. Oh, yeah? I saw two people they got out their car. They was trying to look through the window. I said, who is this woman? So me and my girlfriend went. My assistant went, and we were looking. We was like, oh my God, Donna is her hair. Everybody love her hair. Right. So we just finished the session and just became really good friends. We just talked. And I sent her home with a bottle of my mousse, and that was June. July, I closed my salon. I sent her like 2 more orders because she texted me and she was like, send me some more mousse, send it to her. And November, she reached out, 2019. I had closed a salon. I had enrolled in real estate school because I know I wanted to become a realtor. Um, Enrolled, got my license. In November, she reached out. She was like, Shonda, I love your line so much. She said, can I be your affiliate? I'm like, what? She said it.
What's going on? I hope that you are enjoying this episode, but I wanted to take the time out to ask you to please subscribe to the podcast. I've noticed that a lot of people are watching but are not subscribed. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way, you won't miss an episode when it's aired or about to air. And also, make sure you go to impelforwardmerch.com. That's impelforwardmerch.com. Grab you something. Now back to the episode.
My top 10 list for Christmas, and I want to put you on that. So she did, and I accepted. So we signed, the form and everything, and COVID hit. COVID hit. China was not making bottles. Right. I could not get no Moose bottles. Every time Tabitha would hold up a Moose bottle, I would get 2,000 to 3,000 orders in one day of my Moose. Wow. I had to hire 12 of my daughter's friends. If you scroll all the way down to 2019, 2020, all the way to 2022, you'll see us. I had an assembly line in my kitchen. I had like 10 packing. I'm making like 3 over there boxing. And that went on for about 2.5 years until she called me in 2023 and was like, I'm coming out with my own line. Right. But by then, Tabitha set me up to a place it would have probably taken me 10 years to get to. So, yeah, I was very appreciative of that. So, yeah, that's my Tabitha Brown story.
And the more you talk, the more man at the store took to the back. The lady, it was in California. Mm-hmm. She gave you the hookup.
Yep.
Tabitha.
Yeah.
Oh. So are you still you still selling your products?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're online. I sell them in the salon and they're online.
Okay.
And I did so during Tabitha 2023, I think it was. 2023, beginning of 24. No, 2023, I got accepted. By 2024, I was in about 80 Wegmans on the East Coast.
Okay.
All the way up until about 6 months ago, they did a cleaning of, I think it was really the DEI. They did a cleaning of different products. So I'm no longer in all those Wegmans, which is great because my goal now, I'm focusing more on stylists. I'm in a few salons. I retail to a few salons now. That's what I'm gonna start focusing on, salons and still, online sales and things like that.
Okay. So are you in any stores now at all?
No. It's more like, I wouldn't call them stores, but front parts of salons that retail. Yeah, that they kind of have their own stores.
Look, y'all make sure y'all go to Shopify, the website. Make sure y'all go there.
PurBellaNaturals.com.
Go ahead, say it again.
PurBellaNaturals.com.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you having a lot of good luck with his. I'm gonna say blessings.
Blessings, yes, blessings.
Blessings on the other side, but good luck in the DMs. You in the DM, people answering you in the DMs.
In the DM, I used to teach stylists, and I tell them, y'all, hit people up in their DM, because people hit me up in DM with different stuff, and I'm like, sure, I love to, so it hasn't disappeared. You just, what the Bible say, he that asks not has not, have not.
Yeah.
So I just ask, and that's it.
Yeah.
You say yes or no.
He answering all your prayers.
Right?
So I seen you have a book out too?
I do. I have 2.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
And I seen you Beyond Beauty.
Beyond Beauty playbook.
What's the other one?
It's a children's book. It's called Mama, Where's Your Hair?
Okay.
I wrote it. Actually, it was about the day I lost my hair and what my daughter went through. By her being a shop baby and seeing mama with hair all the time and having people putting hair in people's hair. So, yeah, I made it a book so mothers, not even mothers, but parents can help their kids navigate through that.
How was it for your daughter? What did she go through? You said your daughter went through?
When I lost my hair, like, her seeing mama bald.
That's what I'm saying. So how did she react?
She ran and hid. Yeah.
How did you feel?
I don't know. It was a lot because before I lost my hair, being a hairstylist, hair was like everything. And when I lost it, I'm the type of person, and it's probably not good, but when something happens, I'll feel it for a moment, and then I'm like, okay, what we gonna do about it?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll just go on the other side real fast to try and fix it. But yeah, I talked to her about it, and I think she understood a little bit, but not all the way.
Hold on, let me move your mic a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Go ahead. Yeah.
So but yeah, when I lost my hair, I didn't even care about wearing a wig. I just throw some shades on top of my head and keep it moving.
You didn't wear a wig?
I wore a wig one time to Bible study just to mess with everybody. It came probably about down to here, and I walked to the front, and then about an hour later, I went to the bathroom, and there were like 5 or 6 people in there crying, and I'm like, "Y'all, what happened? What's wrong?" And they looked at me, they was like, "We crying about you." I'm like, "What?" No, that's when I walked in bald. I'm sorry. When I walked in bald, because this is the thing. I had cancer for probably about 6 months before I even lost my hair, because the type of chemo they were giving me, it didn't take my hair out. The one that takes people's hair out really fast is the ABVD. That's the one for people with breast cancer, the red devil. And that people lose their hair like that. So for the first 6 months, they kept saying, "You sure you got cancer? You don't look like it." But then I had to start the ABVD chemo, and my hair came out like that next week. And so I went from 1 week with hair to the next week I walked in Bible study with bald. And I think that's when it hit everybody that I really had cancer. Because unfortunately, when you see somebody bald, humans were like, oh, next thing they're going to die. Like, they're going to be dead. So they were just upset. But then I think about a month later, I wore a wig just to mess with everybody. That's the only time I ever wore one.
At least you found some humor in it.
Yeah, I love being. Actually, I tell people being bald was the best no hair days of my life, because it made me focus on my face and just me. Because a lot of times we women, we focus on the wrong thing.
So I have 2 daughters, and they have these hair days. And I'll be telling, look, it's just hair.
Yeah.
But Daddy, you don't know. You don't.
Right.
Like, look, you look fine. It's okay. But they don't be playing by their hair.
Oh yeah, I got one. She's the same way.
Yeah, I'll be trying to get them to wear it natural out, but they got thick hair. I don't know too much about women and how to do it, but they do have thick hair. And
yeah.
I'll show you some pictures afterwards.
Okay.
When they was younger, how they had it out. I loved it.
Yeah.
It looked good to me.
Yeah. I always would tell my clients that wore the extensions and the braids, that take care of your natural hair. I told them, because when you get older, you're going to want to wear your hair. And if you keep doing this every week, you're not going to have none. So.
What? You talking about the chemicals or the braids?
Extensions. No, they would get like weaves or wear wigs all the time. And just when they take that out, they put another style right back in there. So I try to teach women, if you're going to wear extensions for 2 months, take it out, wear your hair for 2 months, and then go back to the extensions. Just kind of have your hair out.
Back to the book. I saw you saying, I think he was giving some kind of inspiration to talk about doing things. I was like, she talking to me right there, because I started a book a little while ago. I ain't finished.
Yeah.
And you made me want to get back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a minute for mine too.
I feel people do that. I think my aunt said it took her 10 years. I'm like, that ain't made me feel that bad.
No, it took me 2 years. I was writing it, and then one day I was like, go finish that book. And I finished in like 2 days, because I had everything already written out, and it's just a matter of executing.
Right. Yeah. So it's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. Also saw you talking about, something I talk about a lot, as far as us being entrepreneurs and doing our own thing, investing. You was talking about the Roth account. When were you introduced? How long after you had started doing hair, being an entrepreneur, when were you introduced to something like that?
Just recently.
Oh, just
recently. When I
recently.
started talking about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and my daughter, she's into that too. So she's been giving me some tips and helping. But I was doing it a different way. But the Roths are like the new, better kind of way to do it. But my accountant, as far as hairstylist, she taught me when I was in my 20s how to save money, what to do. So you want me to tell you?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so the easy way to do it is, so if you made $1,000 that week, take 500 and set that aside for your bills. Well, split that 1,000 in half. So you got 500, 500. Take the 500, put that for your bills. Take the other 500, split that in half. 250 will be for your savings. The other 250 will be for you. You pay yourself. And if you have money left out from your bills, then you take that and kind of in cash and just stuff that away and keep putting that away for like a rainy day. But that can be used for like the Roth account that people use now.
Yeah, you definitely need those accounts. You want your money to
Exactly.
grow.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know some people. They don't. I was talking to one guy and he's like, "Man, I got a." He said he had a lot of money put somewhere. I said, "Man, you need to set something up."
Yeah, so it'll grow. So
Yeah.
you'd be paid to have the money there. Yeah.
So what actually separates your products from others?
So I think
How many women? Sorry
Yeah.
to cut you off.
No, you're good.
How many other products have you tried and tested out besides that one?
A lot.
A lot of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot. A lot. I think I'm separated. Number one is because I'm in the industry and I know what people need, what women need for their hair. And number two, it's not manufactured. I actually create them, and I'm a formulator. So like I know any product needs 100%. I actually used to formulate in my sleep. Like I can put a formulation together now. And number three, it's the passion that I have for it. So, and I use the product. So it's not like, a lot of people don't realize, like a lot of the big brands, they are, so a lot of the big brands that have Star's name on them, they're literally made in a manufacturing plant in California. And the two men that own this plant, they actually just get the Stars and they put the name on it. And they just, switch up different formulations because, like, if you're going to do a shampoo, you need water, you need aloe, you need surfactants, and you only need about 25% of a surfactant. Then you can add a few extracts, a preservative, and a whole bunch of more fluff, and that'll make the shampoo. But shampoo is shampoo, so
Right.
it's a whole nother world when it comes to formulating products and how people are just kind of getting duped in that whole industry.
So how many different products do you have?
So in the beginning, I wanted to do it all. As creators, we're like, oh, I can do this, that. So during COVID, I had shampoo, conditioner, deep conditioner, leave-in, of course, my mousse gel, a oil, a spray for the scalp called Sprouts. Then I had a product called Blow for blowouts. But then I was like, around 2025, 24, I said, we're not in COVID no more. I don't have all this time because I started getting stressed.
Right.
I said, girl, you don't have to do all this. So I went online and looked at all my hero products to see what was selling. What was selling the best. And that's what I kept.
Okay.
Yeah, so right now I have my mousse, my Hello Curls, my Curly Things, which is my gel, Cocoa Fresh, which is my leave-in. Roots is a new product, which since I no longer created the shampoo and conditioner, I wanted to create something new that cleansed the hair, but didn't strip it of all its oils and still kept it moisturized. So I created Roots, and that's the papaya enzymes and biofermented coconut that actually cleanses the hair, and you don't need a surfactant. Unfortunately, we feel like if a product is not sudsing up, it's not cleansing, but that's not true. Yeah.
Hey, women, look, y'all hear that? Women, is it just for women?
No, my son lives by it. Like, he'll shampoo his hair, and he'll come out, he's like, Mama, look how I can comb through my hair so easily, and then he'll use something else. So he's like, look at this. Like, where is the product? Because a lot of times I run out of it because I didn't ship it out. He's like, where the product at? Why we don't have none in the house? So yeah, no, men it's an amazing product. I do not market it like I should. I am a formulator, a creator, a hairstylist. I'm not a marketer, so I need a marketing company to get on board with me soon.
Now y'all hearing the product? Go get it, men and women. It's for men and women.
Yes.
Yeah. I seen a video of your son. You was about to break down 3 ways to do something, and he was in the back. That was funny.
He came in.
He came in.
He a trip.
But he knew it. He
did.
He had it down.
That's Mr. Pur Bella.
Yeah. That's so you retired.
Mm-hmm.
Then, so when you challenged the state board, that was when you was coming back.
Yeah. So when I challenged the state board, I wanted to be an educator.
Okay.
So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
When you came back.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I did that. I worked at a school. I won't name it. Nope.
She ain't gonna name it.
I ain't gonna name it. But that was not the move.
Uh-huh.
What I can say is, say how I can say without getting in trouble. I don't care. If the management and the owners are not in the industry and don't respect the teachers that's in the industry, then the school just not gonna flow right. It was a hot mess.com. I feel bad for the students. That's why I stayed the little time that I did. But yeah.
So you managed to get through that state board.
I did.
You managed to pass.
I did. I was so shocked. Did I?
Failed
the first time?
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah, one of them, the first part I did, and the other part I got right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I studied, and I did it again, and I passed. So I challenged them. I did not have to go to school. Got my license, educator's license.
That's good.
That was good, yeah.
And do you draw? Do you really draw?
I cartoon. I can't do nothing else.
Cartoon. So what is the now? Because what I seen you doing, it was like drawing to me. You look pretty good.
I guess I never I do that. I doodle when I'm bored or when I want to get my mind off something. I'll draw. And my daughter, she draws too. She's better than me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
I guess I do.
Did you create when you did it your children's book? Did you?
No, I actually went on a website and I had what do you call them? I'll be getting brain freezes.
Sketch.
No, I had a person that made the people. Yeah, that was before AI started making people. But yeah, she actually drew it. And what do you call it? Not the editor, but anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about.
So what led you to doing hair? Did you grow up wanting to do hair? Or
Yeah. I was little and I would go to a salon and the lady would be doing my hair and I would always ask her like what she used. What you using on my hair? I probably was like 10. And she said, no, that's none of your business. Like what I'm using. I said, well, can you turn me to the mirror? Because my mom was faithful. She would get my hair done now. And she was like, no. I said, oh, okay, bet. So I saved up my little coins and bought me a handheld mirror. And next time I went to her, I pulled it out. She got so mad. And she was like, oh, she called my mama. She was like, I don't know what you got right here, this little girl. But I said, when I do hair, I'm going to make all my clients, not make them, but I'm going to have a huge mirror in front of all my clients and I'm going to let them face the mirror. And she was like, oh, you want to do hair? I said, yeah, I think I do. Because my mom, she was like the neighborhood hairstylist and I had aunts that did hair and stuff like that. So yeah, when I graduated from high school, my dad had passed away, like a sudden heart attack, and I was a daddy's girl. And I was just sitting at home depressed, but I was doing everybody's hair. They would come to my house and I would do their hair. My mom was like, you need to get out of this house and go to school for something. Like, you need to go to school. And I had no idea what to do. So I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. She said, do hair. Like, you got a gift. Go to school. And so I went. I thought everybody could do hair. I didn't know that was a gift. Oh, and my mom used to do Miss DeShazer. I don't know if you're from Durham. DeShazer's Beauty College was downtown. It was the only Black beauty college. It's a historic. But I remember going in there. I probably was like 5 or 6. And I would see the women in white. And that's when they wore like the white hats and white and clacking those irons. And I would be like, wow. So I think that's really what got me without me realizing it. Because they say whatever a kid is exposed to up until 6, that's who they become. So I remember going there every week with my mom and just seeing the barbers and the hairstylists. You know, so maybe that's what led to
it. So tell me more about your father. How old was he? Or you?
I did not realize how young my dad was 45 when he had a massive heart attack. And, I'm young, so I'm thinking he was old. But he was 45. Him and my mom had went to a ball. First time he ever wore tux. And so he was a little overweight, had a stomach. And so he had a massive heart attack there at the place.
So how long did it take you to get over that?
Oh, I'm still not over it. It took me a long, I know. But it took me a very long time because he left home and then, didn't come back. But I was there with my grandma. Remember, my grandma was sick. So me and my best friend was staying at the house with her. My uncle called me and he was like, your dad choked on something. I'm coming to pick you up. You got to come to the hospital. So he gets there and I'd never forget, we were going down Roxborough Road. I looked at his speedometer. He was going 100 miles per hour. So I was like, Unc, why are we going so fast? If Dad just choked, is he all right? He was like, I'll just get to the hospital. Okay. So when I got there, this lady walked up to me. I saw everybody from the ball. Everybody was crying. I saw my brothers. I was just confused. I'm just running up to everybody. And this lady walked up to me. I never forget. And she was like, honey, your daddy's dead. And I remember balling up my fist, and I woke up in a wheelchair like 10, 15 minutes later. I don't know what I did. I think I passed out. Can't nobody tell me. But I woke up in a wheelchair, and I saw, everybody crying. And that's when I realized like, he was gone. So, he was a good man. I miss him so bad.
Yeah, what are some of your most fondest memories?
He would have like these huge cookouts, maybe 3 times a year at our house. He was quiet, but if you knew him, like he really talked. But he was an observer, and I think I really got that from him. That he really loved people. He loved to see people have a good time. Yeah, he was good. He never really like was rowdy or nothing like that. Took care of home. He loved to cook. We'd come home on Sunday. That's when people made like 2 or 3 meats and them old school Sunday meals. So that was him.
Wow. Condolences.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what's next for you? I know you only are you doing hair just 2 days a week?
I'm trying to say 1. So I went back because I was that mom that like wanted to be involved in school when my kids was growing up. I wanted to be able to, as soon as they had a trip, I could go, or if I need to take pizza to the school, if I need to take kids home. So I created my life around it as far as being an entrepreneur so I could be that type of mom. And my son graduated early last year in January. He was like, so Mom, what you gonna do now? Like, you got your life back. I said, I don't know. I got scared. I woke up one day and everybody was gone. Like everybody was at work. And I'm like, what in the world am I going to do now? Who am I? So I said, I think I'm going to get a job. So I started looking at stuff and I was like seeing what they was paying. I said, ooh, what has happened? Then I said, you know what? I heard this lady say, don't feed your passion, but let your gifts feed you. Like as far as let your gifts make you money. Do your passions, but your gifts should be making you money. So I was like, you know what? I can do hair with my eyes closed. And natural hair is like the thing now. And some of the girls that's killing it, 2 or 3 of the girls that's killing it in short hair now, I kind of like mentored them a little bit before I left, from the hair industry. And I saw what they were doing. I was like, you know what? I got a deep knowledge of hair. Let me just go back 1 or 2 days a week. And I always was with Mavis if I did pop-ups or whatever. So I called her. She was like, girl, and she was telling me all these years, you need to come back. So I said, let me try it out. But I did it more for awareness, for content, and then just to have my hands in hair so I can make sure my product is doing what it needs to do.
Now, when you do go, are you in a separate room? Are you, like when it comes to chemicals, I know you ran away from it.
Yeah.
Smells and all that. How does that affect you when you go in?
It affects me sometimes. Yeah, I'm like, oof, I smell that old school smell. I'm like, so that's why I only do it like Monday. I do it definitely Monday. A lot of people aren't in the salons on Monday. So Monday is my day. And I may, if my schedule permits, I do some things on Wednesday. So Monday and Wednesdays are my days. For now.
For now. Till you start making more products.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm actually gearing everything now. My products are geared towards, like you said, women 40 plus that's going through perimenopause, that they're navigating change with their scalp. Because, I mean, curly hair products are everywhere, but there's really not any that's focusing on women that's going through the change, that's having dry, itchy scalp, their scalp is thinning, things like that. So a lot of big box companies are not going to add the ingredients I add in because they cost too much money. So when I was going through my stuff with Tabitha Brown, when I was completely overwhelmed, I used to dream my moose was chasing me down the street. That's how overwhelmed I was because it was demanding. I didn't have no bottles to put the mousse in. So it's crazy, but I reached out to a couple of manufacturing companies and my mousse was $20.89. And they were like, we'll make it, but we're going to charge you $14 a bottle. I'm like, what I'm going to make? You know, what in the world? So they said, you can, if you take out these ingredients and we substitute it for these, then it'll be cheaper to go down to like $6. But I wasn't willing to do that. So, I mean, all these products and stuff like propylene glycol and all these different ingredients, they're cheap ingredients. And people, they just, you know. they
So
don't realize it.
how do you know if they're putting what you want in there? How do you know that?
You wouldn't unless you visit the lab and actually watch them.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't go with them.
Right.
I was like, no, thank you. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, that's how like one day I saw Taraji, she was in the lab looking to see what they were doing, you know, visiting them. So,
Taraji P?
her product line, she has a product
Okay.
line, but, you know, it's made in the lab by other people. So I saw her, you know, like visit. So if you go visit and actually look and see what they're using, but, you know, when people, you're not in front of them, you don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Unless you have it sent to a lab and tested.
Right. Now, is there anything, you have a product or do you know of any product? I get this question all the time from men.
Mhm.
What can make my hair grow? 'Cause a lot of men thinning and getting bald spots.
So I can't give my secret because I'm about to come back out with, now oil doesn't make your hair grow, but there are ingredients that you can have in there. Like, I'll say like niacinamide or, there's certain things from apples that help people's hair grow. So I won't say help it grow. It stops it.
From thinning.
Right. It helps it stay in the anagen phase longer instead of getting into that resting or fallout phase. So that's what basically make it grow mean. It's not in that shedding stage for 2 to 3 months like it usually is. So yeah, but those what do you call those? The hormones for the men, that's what makes it fall out. So it's a certain age where the body stops producing a certain amount of testosterone, and then that communicates with the hormones that's in our scalp, and it tells it to like stop. It's weird. But diet plays a huge part, like green leafy vegetables, things like liver. People don't want to eat liver, but things like that. And a lot of times people who are like vegans or stuff like that, they don't get animal protein. That kind of thins it out. So, and then blood pressure medicine thins the hair out.
Yeah.
So, male pattern baldness, that's what it's called.
Okay, yeah.
So women experience male pattern baldness too. But yeah, there are things that I actually did a class at AW for that. That was weird. They brought me in for a class for male pattern baldness, but I have a whole write-up on it. I forgot about that. You bring it back out, yeah.
On male baldness?
Male pattern, about how to
yeah, we need to find that.
Yeah,
So
I need to find that.
Show my clients.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one of my partners. He like, when somebody asked him that question, he'd be like, he's bald headed. He's like, man, if you think there was anything that make your hair grow back, look at me. You think I'll be bald headed?
Right, exactly.
So that's why I tell people who ask me that. I say, go look at my partner down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what does your son plan on doing after? Since that video, he had everything down pat. He don't plan on helping you with your
Right.
products.
No, he could, but no,
Right.
he's going to school. He's going to be enrolling in HVAC.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to share? Tell us about anything that I didn't ask.
I don't know that I
Because I said I actually bought more products, but then when I said that about that hair grow,
Oh, yeah.
that came up.
Yeah. So the oil is rooted. I'm coming out with for women. It has 14 herbs in it. It has the ingredient in it that helps male pattern baldness, which women suffer from too. We don't realize it, especially if like women color their hair a lot, or if they are getting a lot of braids or crochet, things like that. That's going to help with that. And just focusing more on wellness and education for women that's 40 plus, not just hair, but hair is a major part of it. And I also try to help women find more acceptance with their natural hair, because hair, people don't realize it, but it's emotional. So if you don't accept who you are and love who you are, you're not going to love your hair. You can try and do all different kind of things, but it won't happen. So that's why a lot of them just cover it up. They don't really wear it. Especially women 40 and up, they not wearing their hair like that. They not. Even the young girls, they not. So that's my thing. Like, where the extensions are great. They started in LA for like movies and stuff, or for women who had hair loss, but now they causing hair loss. So.
Yeah. I seen something with that. A lot of the weave and extensions have something in there too. That
Oh yeah, that hair made of everything. We used to have a joke back in the day, like any animal that's on the side of the road is in that hair.
Wow.
Absolutely. So
okay. Well, leave the audience with something, women, men, anything that can inspire them as far as being an entrepreneur or a hairstylist or a natural hairstylist. What would you do?
So I would say, who am I looking at you?
You can look at the camera.
So I would say, if you're an entrepreneur, that means you're a creative person and you think with the creative side of your brain. Focus on one thing at a time and get that down pat first, because we can sometimes have scatterbrain because we're so good in so many different things and we're trying to do 20 different things, when we got to focus on what we're good at and what's needed in the industry, not because we want it. We got to see if it's needed, because if you do something, you want it to make you a little change. So focus on one thing, get good on that, get it going, and then jump to the next. And be loyal in what you do, and just make your main reason for doing something is for the people, not for yourself, and you should succeed.
Impel. Impel means take action. Impel Forward. Take action like LaShonda did. There you have it for another episode of the Impel Forward Podcast. And remember, seize the opportunity to grasp your dreams.